Court is calling 2024 CR 010277, State of Texas versus John Joseph
Pruchnicki.
Pruchnicki.
Yes,
Could I
ma'am.
have parties announced for the record?
Megan Galloway.
Renee Munoz for the defense.
And are you Mr. Pruchnicki?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Are there any applications?
No, Judge.
Mr. Pruchnicki, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, the state moves to proceed on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, PG1 less than 1 gram.
No objection.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance? Penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1. They're asking that your punishment be assessed, thank you, at 97 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. They're asking that there be $1,000 fine, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State, any evidence?
The state offers state's exhibit number 1 and attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If we may, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client has 97 days custody in the Bexar County Jail. We ask that the judgment reflect it's satisfied and due to him having that credit, Your Honor, and my client has learned from this incident and does not wish to repeat it, to remain in this courtroom or any courtroom for that matter ever again, Judge.
All right, what have you learned?
Our life's too short to be messing up all the time.
All right, so why do you continue to do this?
I lost my mother a few years ago, hadn't dealt with it. But I've been doing better.
All right, but that doesn't translate into what you're doing in the park, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so obviously you have a drug problem. So how are you planning on solving that? Because I will tell you, people will come before me and they say, I've learned my lesson, I'm never going to do that again. That always happens when you're in custody. But then once you're released, people start to backslide. So what are you doing to make sure that you don't come back again?
Oh, I've reached out to my daughters and they're gonna be more. We're gonna be closer.
All right, but
And I may just change people, places and things and move back home with my dad maybe, or
all right, here's the thing though. Don't be bringing your problems to your daughters or your dad.
oh, yes, ma'am.
Sobriety is 100% on you. You can't have your sobriety dependent upon other people. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Which page is he on? Wamuyu.
I like the way you said it, sir.
Morning, Judge. Good morning.
And if I could do 2 things at once. Monica Guerrero has a PSI sentencing on Seth McDonald. And we need some medical records. He had a finger cut at a construction site. And we just need the investigator to go get some medical records. He already pled, but it's for sentencing. We'll try to expedite it. Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Make sure it's given to them.
Yes.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
I have a lot of videos. I believe I have, all the videos, Your Honor. There is some discovery that belongs to another defendant. I already showed that to Ms. Galloway. And there's just a lot of videos. However, Mr. Wamuyu is not a US citizen.
Mhm.
I will need to request an immigration attorney. And I know that last time I was in this court, I had asked for one. I think you were instantaneously able to appoint somebody.
Yes.
Are you able to assist with that, or I have to go through the MAC?
On this, you'll have to go to the MAC. Norma, he needs an immigration attorney. Are there any language issues?
There's no language issues. Perfect English.
Okay.
I understand him perfectly fine.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 45-day reset? The reason why I'm doing 45 days is so that immigration will have a chance to review everything. All right, and if they finish sooner and you want him brought back sooner, we can have you brought back sooner.
Yes, Judge.
All right, what day? Discovery and for immigration. Robert, Joseph Joshua Harris. Good morning. All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
So I believe that I've received everything. There's nothing missing to my knowledge. We have not received an offer yet. The state wants to reach out to the complaining witness before tendering that to us.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 18, Your Honor.
Okay. When do you plan on reaching out to the complainant?
Before the next court date, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, recall this. You want to put it on January 9th as well? Yes. January 9th, good for you?
Yes, Judge, that works for me.
All right, we'll see you back on January 9th.
Thank you, Judge. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to each of us. All right, who's here on Joe
Constancio.
Yes, Constancio,
I'm here.
thank you. Come, Constancio. Court is calling 2024 CR 010928, State versus Joe Constancio. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense,
Robert Barons on behalf of Kelly Green for Mr. Constancio.
are you Mr. Constancio?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any objection to this attorney standing in for Miss Kelly Green? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of burglary of a building? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 9 months in the state jail facility and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge. For the record, the clerk's already verified that he has 142 days credit so far.
All right. Court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 9 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Robert G. Vera, V-E-R-A, or 2407 Monterey Street, 78207. And there's to be restitution, if any, to Robert G. Vera. All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to change your life. If you don't change your life, you're gonna find yourself living in somebody's prison, in somebody's jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Judge, I was gonna ask for Mr. Constancio whether you'd make a finding he's eligible to participate in programs. He can get there soon enough
Oh,
for it to
well, I will
matter.
tell you what ends up happening
Okay,
is that I automatically get reports
Okay.
on every state jail felony case. So if you're participating in programs, then I will consider giving you extra credit. You understand? All right, so it's up to you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Just have a seat on this side, sir. Second chair.
All right, Robert Rodriguez. All right, so the violation report, he was rearrested. Why was he rearrested?
This appears to be a violation of the of the no contact order that is on this case, on the assault choking. Uh, To my understanding, based on my review of the police report, it's not a threat or assaultive in nature, but it is a violation of going to the residence. He was arrested, he made bond on the VPO, and there was a condition of GPS. He is allowed, he has a curfew, I believe, for the GPS to work, which I'm okay if he continues being on bond with the GPS to make sure that he doesn't go back to the residence.
So why shouldn't he go into custody? I mean, it's clear the order is he's not supposed to go to the residence. Why is he at the residence? Allegedly.
Your Honor, accordingly, my client said he's been married for 30 years. He was missing his ex-wife. He knew it was a mistake. He
Your
had dro-
ex-wife maybe is not missing you. You're not allowed to go there.
And he was dropping off a car. It was completely nonviolent. He doesn't have criminal history, Your Honor, aside from I think an old DWI that's like 25 plus years ago, and this case at present, and now this violation of protective order. I do believe the GPS will sufficiently monitor him. He understands the limitations it's causing, and now he has a new case. So I believe he's learned his lesson regarding any of conditions going forward.
So you're saying he's on partial GPS?
He is on work partial GPS with a curfew, yes. My understanding is his line of work requires him to not have any limitations because he does anything remodeling work.
Yes.
So if I were even to agree to allow him to work, it would be with a curfew, which I think he already has.
6 to 7, 6 a.m.
And I do also just want to state for the record, and the defendant here is present, if there is any violation, if it going back to the residence, we will not hesitate to file a motion to increase the bond.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that again. I've got an ankle monitor to remind me of that mistake I made.
All right. And what's his curfew?
6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Correct.
Monday to Friday?
Monday to Friday.
Yes.
All right. And just since we're here, is there discovery already being exchanged?
You're talking about the assault choking case?
Yes.
Yes. Now, I don't know if the fees, were they waived or did he have to have the fees?
They believe they waived the fees. They didn't tell me anything about it.
Okay.
I've got nothing on paper that says.
All right. Is there anything else?
That's
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And Your Honor, I just want to apologize for my attire. My resources have been limited, so next time I'll come forward just appropriately.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Ayana Hubbard. Yes, come down. Hello.
Morning, Judge.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. So where are we?
We are back on a status, Judge. We are awaiting an incompetency or incompetency report. It is in as of, I believe the 29th or so. It's sealed to me right now, so I haven't been able to see it.
Oh, just 1 second. We're gonna get that for you. Norma, can you see if they can email you the competency evaluation?
Ayana Hubbard.
Ayana Hubbard.
I don't know if it'll be sealed for you. It said Laura Castillo on it, which I thought.
All right, we're gonna make sure we get this for your attorney.
And I emailed Angela Martinez with Judge Carruthers Court to say, hey, I saw the report come in, if you wouldn't mind giving us a
All
date.
right, so what we're gonna do, Norma, we're gonna recall this for December 16th. They're gonna get the report to you today. And if it's an agreed competency, you all agree, we'll put it down there very quickly and then bring you back up here.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna bring you back on December 16th, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, just 1 second. Norma's gonna get that for you so you can have it. Samantha Malik or Malik? All right. Date, did you have an opportunity to tender an offer?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because one is not requested no for another, she is going to request competency evaluation. And so.
All right, so state,
This is the one we just got the records back, Judge. It was the one where she was ED'd on the day of the arrest, and We got the records back for the ED and the CPS, and I was just able to review those. So I filed, I anticipated that I would need to, but I wanted to review those first. So I filed, because before we make any decisions, I think that that's going to be a necessary step. And then I'll be able to confer with her to decide whether or not we pursue any type of sanity or we talk to the state about a plea bargain, which direction, once I make sure that she is competent.
And is she going through competency through
I'm
doctors?
requesting,
Are you hiring someone?
no, I'm just requesting it through the state.
All right. So Norma, if you can let them know that a competency evaluation needs to be done, you need to tender an offer today, and then we'll see what the competency says.
Okay.
All right. And I need an acknowledgement of discovery.
I can do that, Judge.
All right. So Norma,
Yes, sir.
let's set this for, they should probably get the competency done this month, or at least set up. Let's set this for the end of January. Let's put it on January 27th.
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court can find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a $1,500 fine. The state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 180 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I've spoken to the state about addressing the fine and community service. My client has a special needs client, or a special needs child who's 7 years old, autism, nonverbal. And that takes up a significant amount of her time. She also has a 3-year-old who's in the Head Start program. And she owns a small business where she does baking. We would like any help we can have on the fine and community service, Your Honor, considering the demands of her time with her child.
All right. Why were you driving 80 miles per hour?
I wasn't driving.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, somebody, I mean, if somebody else is driving, because they're saying you were evading in a vehicle. So if you want a jury trial, we'll give you a jury trial. State? She says she wasn't driving. Part of evading arrest, detention in a vehicle is you're the driver. According to the police report, it states that she was driving.
Yes, Judge, we also have a dash cam video of it, of her getting out of the driver's seat.
All right. They say there's a dash cam video of you getting out of the driver's seat.
I was just a bit angry that night.
Then why are you pretending as though you were not driving?
I'm nervous.
No, nervousness doesn't make you be dishonest. You told me that you were not driving. And now the state says they have a dash cam video of you actually getting out of the driver's seat.
Mhm.
So why were you driving 80 miles per hour?
I was just on edge that night and I
Why?
was trying to get home.
Why?
Me and my boyfriend at the time were fighting.
And is this Eduardo Ramirez?
Yes.
All right. So what time of the night was this?
I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I really don't remember.
Was it dark outside?
It was. It was dark.
All right. Were your children in the vehicle with you?
No, ma'am.
So who was taking care of your children?
My parents.
All right. So now we know the real people who are taking care of the children are her parents. She's just still living her best life with her new boyfriend.
That's not true.
Okay. So you're evading 80 miles per hour in a vehicle Your attorney says you have a special needs child because, plus you have a young child, and you're out for a joyride with Eduardo Ramirez. And you're speeding going 80 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. So I think counsel, she has time to do the community service because I think her parents are doing more than what's being presented to me. So do your parents babysit
Sometimes, yes.
while you're running your bakery? Where are you running your bakery from?
At home.
All right, that's your house, not their house?
It's their house.
All right, so her parents are doing the heavy lifting. All right, it's going to be a $1,500 fine. That's going to be probated. 4 years deferred adjudication, 180 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, community service hours will be deemed satisfied. So, do you have all of your DBAs in order, or you're just baking from your home and when people want a cake or?
No, it's registered with the county.
All right. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. If you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Negative.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, defensive driving course. And there's to be no contact with Eduardo Ramirez.
The only issue with that is that as of now is her husband. I believe they're going through a divorce, but there might be the need for contact to resolve that divorce.
All right, no contact with Eduardo Ramirez. The only exception is for court.
That works.
Is
Thank
there
you.
anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Your children have to come first. Well, not always, because you would not have been going 80 miles per hour, whether you're upset with your boyfriend / husband or not, because anybody could have been killed. And police don't like when you're going 80 miles per hour, they tell you to pull over and you don't. You could have just been another person on the news that's dead with your parents doing a GoFundMe for your children. You have to put your children first. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Homero Sanchez. Court is calling 2024 CR 008247 State versus Homero Sanchez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
David McLean for the defense.
are you Mr. Sanchez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The state is silent. There's a $1,000 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state will be silent on your application for deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainants and no contact. Are you all asking that he be allowed contact about the children through a third party?
Yes, Your Honor. The second person there on the no contact is the mother of his children, and we're asking, the agreement is that he'd be able to contact her about the children through a third party. Something like AppClose or some other portal.
So you're not allowed to contact any of the complainants. You are allowed to contact, the only exception is you are allowed to contact one of the complainants through a third party, and the subject matter has to be about the children. Do you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor, and Ashley Jones.
Thank you. Then to the offenses charge, how do you plea?
No.
Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. So, are you requesting a PSI?
Judge, given that the state's silent, we probably need one. I'd waive it if the court would consider giving it a deferred today. But I know the judge probably
Well,
doesn't have enough information to do that.
I do not. So we can, if you want, it's probably going to be about 8 weeks. That's how long it's taking for the PSI. Or if you want this heard before the end of the year, then I can reset it for the week of December 16th. And you can bring in whatever witnesses you would like to bring in. But if you want the PSI, I'll give you the PSI.
Let's do the PSI, Judge.
All right. Norm, I need a PSI and TAP evaluation. State, it's a PSI and TAP evaluation on Sanchez. And also do a MIC evaluation. What date? All right, we'll come back on January 21st.
Judge, that is a Tuesday. Is there any way we could do any other day?
All right, the 23rd.
23rd is fine. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you back on January 23rd. I'll make my decision based upon whatever evidence that's presented.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Joseph Krueger.
We're here, Judge.
Yes.
Oh, we were here just around the court. We were here a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, he wasn't transported.
Yeah, they left him at the jail.
Good afternoon. So what's happening?
We just need a trial date, Judge.
All right, Norm, I need a jury trial date on Krueger. And it's criminal trial division. It's an evading possession, fraudulent possession of identifying information and possession of a credit card.
I would think 2 to 3 days with Fort Dyer.
All right, 2 days.
Oh,
That's the date.
And reason about it, there's just, I'm beyond words of saying my frustration of being incarcerated. If we could speed up a little faster. And I apologize for you having seen me in orange.
No problem. No, here's the thing. This is what I can tell you. In this court, we try cases. We try a lot of cases. The first time that you've been on docket in this court is November 2024. So the fact that we're not going to be able to try your case till January, I know it's a lot of time because you're in custody. Every day is a lot of time. I always tell people 1 hour is a lot of time in custody. I try to move cases as quickly as possible, but making sure that due process is recognized. Thank you. So the earliest we can bring you back is January.
The credit card was like from March, April, and then I got these other charges on.
Well, no. What I'm telling you is, I know that you'll have a case, and what will end up happening when you have a case is that you get taken into custody. And those days that you're in custody, I don't necessarily see you. I only get you once the case is indicted or if your attorney wants to have you brought over. That's the only time I see you. All right, Norma, what date? All right, January 21st, and I'll make sure that you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Every day.
Great, you too. Thank you so much. All right, are you all ready on Jennifer Hernandez? Yeah. All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 11622, State of Texas versus Jennifer Amber Hernandez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Warren Wolf and Ms. Hernandez.
And are you Jennifer Hernandez? Yes. Right. Are you the same Jennifer Amber Hernandez who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 11622 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on April 10th, 2023 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jennifer Amber Hernandez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of July, August, September, October, November, December 2023, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? I'm sorry.
State waives the remaining violation allegations.
Any objections?
None.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $1,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Amend conditions for updated TAP recommendations, which are to restart Alpha Home Program.
All right, why would I go along with that? She's been missing. And didn't I previously order Alpha Home?
There were some issues, Judge. She is in a different place at this moment as far as.
What were the issues with Alpha Home? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jennifer Amber Hernandez.
All right, I ordered her to be released to Alpha Home only. So first question, were you released to Alpha Home?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so why were you not unsuccessful?
I started using again after I was there. It was really a good program. I got in touch with the people I shouldn't have got in touch with, and I relapsed.
All right, I don't see why I should follow this agreement because she was in a good program. This is not a situation where there's some miscommunications on my orders. She was ordered into Alpha Home. I did not allow her to be released to go on her own to Alpha Home. What I did was I ordered her to be transferred from custody to Alpha Home. She was. And then what the state has just read to me, she has been missing since July of 2023. So I don't understand why I should continue her.
Well, Judge, I've had an opportunity to talk with her about her situation now. She's a little older and a little wiser, and she understands her situation. From the beginning, when I first talked to her, she was reaching out for help. She's serious about it. Sometimes it doesn't ring true, and I appreciate, Judge, your willingness to help her at that time. Drugs are hard. You know the story, that it's sometimes difficult to face, and it takes, you gotta hit rock bottom, it's gotta hit you. Sitting in jail, she's come to that understanding, that place where I think she's in a position where she understands that she needs help. That was the first thing she ever said to me when I spoke with her.
Yes, when I was out there in the streets, I learned a lot, and it was way harder on me. I had like lost myself. I thought I was losing my mental state. Using, like, it was to the point where I started feeling like I was crazy, and I was in the streets. My mom came, I never
I'm
had.
sorry, you were where?
In the streets, I was living from like house to house or whatever, and I kind of learned this past time, like, I'm not not willing to do that again. Like, I don't want to do that. I hit rock bottom. When I came in here, I was like, you could see my bones from my face. I don't want to go through that again. I kind of, it wasn't me when I came back in here, but I really want help. They always end up sending me to lockdown facilities, but I really love the Alpha Home. The Alpha Home was.
Oh, let me just tell you, you're not going back to the Alpha Home.
Okay.
That's out of the question.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to a lockdown facility because obviously being at the Alpha Home, if I were to continue, you would be going to a lockdown facility. These are your choices. And do you deserve these choices I'm about to give you? Probably not, because you've been missing since 2023. But I'm taking in consideration the nature of the case that you're on probation for, and the fact that you have someone who needs their restitution paid. So this is what's going to happen. You are either going inpatient treatment at a lockdown facility, or felony drug court, or I can sentence you today and I'll sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility. Those are your choices. Those are the only choices you have. Do not ask me about outpatient treatment. Do not ask me if you can do it on your own. Those are the only choices you have. This is what's going to happen. She's pled true to violation of condition number 4. I see that her probation length is for 5 years. Yeah, she should be from 2023. That's when she was placed on probation for 5 years.
She was placed on probation for 2
No.
2 years.
I placed her on probation for 5 years.
Then that'd be 20 years.
Okay.
What's notated was, it was.
And I see that your recommendation, at least probation's recommendation, the office is recommending that she be continued. This is what the court will do. Yeah, I don't know who's making these recommendations. She's been gone since 2023.
Yes, that does.
All right. So I'm finding number 4 true. I'm going to deny the motion. I don't know if you're going to be successful on this or not. I'm going to alternate amend conditions. Do you need an updated TAP, or can I send her to safety?
Judge.
All right, if you all can step back and see what offenses probation is speaking of, because if she has open cases, there's an
Familiar
issue.
with those.
What is the open case?
Assault peace officer, harassment public servant, Your Honor.
All right, and so when y'all are making these offers, why do you all think that I do not need to know this? Because nobody told me that she has open pending cases. What is happening with these? I've just been given this. What is happening with these open pending cases?
They're subject to review and they haven't been presented to the grand jury. We talked about this the last time we were here. We were not going to, I know you didn't want to get involved in plea negotiations.
Because there was supposed to be a contested hearing today.
That was on the MTR.
Did y'all even confer with the supervising officer? before y'all reach y'all agreement? Did anybody talk to the person who was subpoenaed to be here?
I didn't speak.
Why would you all approach me? And I keep saying, talk to probation, and this is a contested hearing, and probation has brought this officer here who's needed back, you know, looking at other people. You all need to go confer with her. Go confer with her.
Go have a seat, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 11622, State versus Jennifer Amber Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense.
Warren Wolf and Ms. Hernandez.
All right, so the court was not aware of certain things about this case before the court gave you your options. One, the court was not made aware that you had 2 open pending cases. So what I can tell you is this, because you have 2 open felony cases, no inpatient treatment facility will accept you. So have you all reached an agreement on anything else, counsel?
Yes,
All right, and
defer to the prosecutor.
state.
Adjudicate guilt, assess punishment at 6 months of confinement.
All right, so what they're requesting now is that they're asking that the court rescinds its previous ruling and that you be sentenced to 180 days in the state jail facility. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal? All right, and defense, if you could, for me, please.
I did fill out.
Let me see if I have it.
I checked with the amount of days she has credit. She has
Okay.
174 days. She owes him 6.
All right, counsel. All right, then what the court will do, the court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. The court will follow your agreement, grant the motion, revoke, find you guilty, and sentence you to 6 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. I'll recommend the therapeutic community. And let me see if there's any restitution. Probation, do you know if any restitution was ever requested from the complainant? Yes.
Just out of curiosity, how long will it take for her to be transferred to the state jail facility to serve those 6 days?
You'll have to contact the sheriff's office and ask them. Or either the
Because
quickest way to ask is to ask an inmate. I always tell people inmates can tell you how long it takes to transfer, and they can also tell you how much time they're actually doing on parole. Those are the only 2 things that inmates are responsible for. But just a second. Yes. All right, and there's to be no contact with, and there's $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrently. All right, we can go off the record. So with regards to these other 2 cases, the harassment and the assault on the peace officer, state, when are you expecting for that to be properly investigated to see whether or not it's going to be indicted, or are they going to be rejected?
I don't know when they'll be indicted, but I seriously doubt they would be rejected, Your Honor.
All right. So,
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting. As a practical matter, perhaps it might be better to sentence under 1244A.
no, I will not be doing that. She hasn't reported since 2023. So here's my next question. With regards to these 2 other cases, again, they'll probably hold her at the jail because it's going to show these 2 cases are open before they transfer her to the state jail facility. We're going to recall these 2 cases. State, you all need to make a decision on whether or not you're going to seek indictment or not. I don't know how the system is run upstairs, who is over whether or not these cases are indicted, which prosecutor it will be. But we're going to call this back. And counsel, you're able to be here January 19th?
Yes.
All right,
Let me check the date, just to make sure.
we can do the 16th, the 17th, or the 19th. That'll give the state a whole week to decide whether or not these cases, they're going to be seeking for it to be indicted. Officer Shilley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you so much for coming this morning, and thank you for zooming back in this afternoon.
Of course.
All right.
You said January 19th, it's some,
No, December 19th,
December 9th.
or we can do the 16th, the 17th, the 19th.
19th.
All right, Norma, if you recall her back for December 19th, at that time, the state will let the court know what their plans are with these other two cases. Otherwise, you're still going to be in limbo. You understand? All right, thank you.
May I be?
Yes.